Okay, and we're good to start. Okay, that was a little bit more than what I wanted it. But I'm pretty good now. As soon as I started, my parents were like, "Hey, we brought you tacos," and I'm like, "Damn it!" So I went to Nate those real quick. And meanwhile, I was also playing a Clash Royale game. Let's get into this. And my god, game audio doesn't want to work. Switch controllers. Um, Really? Now you want to give me technical difficulties?
Wow.
There we go. Okay, well, we have to go back to Inazuma. Because I have not done anything over there. So I'm just gonna quickly head out. Let's go. Oh yeah, I reached this area to be able to unlock that. Guess I'll go here and then go back to unlock that. That one. Okay. I'll get all the quests and stuff later. Just need to go unlock all the teleport points. Easier for later on. If you guys have been keeping up with any of my Genshin content, I've honestly just been focusing on getting Xiao a little bit leveled up. Not for any particular reason. Literally just because I feel like he's pretty good and cool. The archive doesn't really do much. Activate teleport point. And there is a wayfinder point, right? Wayrider. Get that unlocked as well. But yeah, my goal for this stream is gonna be get a lot of the Inazuma story complete. Or at least, push it on. So we're gonna have a lot of cutscenes today, but it's necessary for us to get into even deeper content. Oh wait, I forgot something real quick. Oop. Hi. And here we go. There we go. We have everything set up now. We were missing one thing. My face. Coney Island. Oh. A little shrine. What's going on here? Oh, that is beautiful. Why they didn't put the thing here? Like, that would have been so much more sense.
Boring. Useless.
Where's the electro-oculi? Up there. Oh god, some of the taco shell went down the wrong hole. Oh damn. Oh yeah, that should soothe it. Taco shell went down the wrong hole. Alright, let's go beat these people up. Alright, let's go beat these people up. Hello, monkeys. Yep. I don't want to cook right now.
If it's useful, I'll take it. If it's useful,
Oh, it takes me over there. That's cool. Oh, it takes me over there. Honestly. Anything here we can use for that? Heh. I don't think there is. Oh, I think I should bring out my electro team for this. I'll just switch her out for Beidou.
all right, let's go.
I'll just switch her out for Beidou.
All right, let's go.
Can I enter with this? Enter with this? Oh. Huh? I'm confused. I have to have the main character out? Oh, this guy
Just
sucks.
what will we come across?
I have to have the main character out? Oh, this guy sucks.
What will we come across?
I actually need a water running character for this. I actually need a water running character for this. Back to the city. Call it a day. I don't need it. Back to the city. Call it a day. I don't need it. Adventure Guild. Yes. Adventure Guild. Catherine. Catherine. Okay, so I wouldn't expect less of you. You keep that up. Ready to be the most excellent adventurer. Speaking of which, the guild is currently looking for adventurers for Serari Island. Would you be interested? Serari Island? Yes. Murakami. Okay. Mystico Psycho. Heisuke. Me and Serari to investigate. Wait, calm. Why we haven't come up with any leads yet? Okay. Now we're an adventurer at this place. But let's get down with the main story. Going against my natural instinct of going for a side quest, and we're gonna go for this.
According to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wow.
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
Damn.
Are our clothes really so...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye. In which case,
Yeah.
welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it. Well, that sounds more like it. Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Well, Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
Your dog?
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Your dog?
Relax. No need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form?
Where the human looking Toma go?
So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Toma go.
Ah, now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
I know a dog when I see one.
All right. I've had my
I
fun.
know a dog when I see one. Aww.
Hey, you're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister.
Aww.
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito. So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier, though it was quite necessary. It
Damn
helped
it,
us
Toma would be
determine
cuter
whether
if he
or
can
not
turn
to
into a
bring you
dog.
before Miss Kamisato,
Damn it,
and
Toma would
whether
be
you had
cuter
the
if he could
courage
turn
to
into a
face the
dog. The
lightning
dog looked cute.
alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Just feed her, she'll be fine.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies.
Just feed her. Courage to
Just
face the
say
lightning.
this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same, but when the lightning struck...
Kazuha's friend.
Ah, so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly.
So we'll be allowed to meet the Shirasagi. I'm not even gonna pronounce
Yes,
that.
of course.
I'm gonna
I will
quit
bring
there.
you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is
I'm
located.
gonna quit there.
But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Oh? Where?
Damn it, the dog's so
I would
cute.
like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god.
Damn it, the dog's so
It's
cute.
still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on Narukami Island.
He's so fat. I'm more interested on his dog than the statue. Can I take the dog? I'm more interested on his dog than the statue. Can I take the dog? Oh, he's an owner? Oh, he's an owner? Yeah. I love him. Wait, so we're leaving? Yeah. Oh. I love him. Wait, so we're leaving? I'm not doing that yet. I need to get something. You get everything? I didn't have any. There's some reward here. I didn't have any. An art. There's some reward here. Oh, whatever. Let me collect this. The side quests. I'm not gonna do them. Let me collect this. Because I get them. We're only doing main story today. But I'm still gonna have it, so I don't have to. Oh wait. But I'm still gonna have it, so I don't have to. Oh wait. There, we're going through the nose joy syndrome again. I conclude that. That should unlock Inazuma. Missions, yep. Mondstadt, Liyue, Inazuma. We need to go somewhere. Where was it? We need to go somewhere. Where was it? Huh. We're further up. Huh. We're further up. I'm gonna switch Beidou back in here. This is not strong enough to be in this area.
I trust you.
Okay. Go over here.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they? Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into the statue?
So
Oh,
you've
fuck.
already heard of the Vision Hunt decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts.
What is Inazuma?
As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity.
Okay.
The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryo Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case,
That's kinda
wouldn't
messed
you
up.
say that the Raiden Shogun is being, I don't know,
messed up.
selfish?
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen? What sound?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then...
You hear the
And then
sounds of
what?
people's aspirations.
Aspirations?
You hear the sounds of people's aspirations.
That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That would seem to confirm the saying. There's a certain strength. The gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition.
Yep.
So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined.
So vision symbolizes ambition, not power.
All right, time for the next stop on our
Funny
team
enough,
trip.
me
Welcome
and
back. The Kamisato
Renee,
Residence.
which you guys can go look at twitch.tv/Major Debt. We actually made up a theory that visions were given to God, well, given by the gods, depending on how like your certain goals were. And when we were talking about like when this came out, we were so happy about it because it was like we were right. We were right before Inazuma. So man, that's through. Uh-huh. Okay, let's go. What? Okay, let's go. What? Alright. Yep. I just want to get this quest. I don't care about you doing. Yep. I just want to get this quest. I don't care about you doing. I think I just completed a quest. I don't know. Who's cooking X? I want to get rid of this one. Who's cooking X? Here to go. Main story quest. Main story quest. Alright, good. Guys, we gotta go to Yamisato. Alright, Yamisato. Yamisato.
Boring.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh?
Oh,
I kinda expected it to be snazzier.
Dawn Winery.
Welcome,
I'm more the
last to the
Mondstadt person.
Kamisato residence,
Dawn
honored
Winery.
guest. Miss
I'm more the
Kamisato is
Mondstadt
delighted to
person.
finally meet you.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about? So,
Here's Sunny,
where's
can you
she
give me?
oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can...
I did not come to start a rebellion.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
I'm going to
Oh,
leave now.
please! Wait! Please, don't go!
I'm going to leave now.
Wait! Please, don't I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition.
Three
You must
small
fulfill
wishes.
3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
And the 3 visionless people.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world. Does Paimon
Zoro?
Correct. Please do all you
Zoro?
can to help them. I will await your return here.
This is a tall order.
Then you have my gratitude.
This is a tall order.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Sure, let's go with that.
I'm sure you'll do great.
And so who do we have to go help now?
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
Oh, we have to talk to them individually?
You must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay. Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago. Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of him. But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We can't help but wonder, was it something we did? We will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay.
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him.
I
He
wonder
went off on a walk,
if
alone.
the other
Searched
Archons
the
look
village a
at
few
the Shogun and
times.
like,
Then out of the blue, he announced that
how
he was
Do
going to
gave you
leave
permission to
and
do
become
this?
a wanderer. Truth be told, we aren't sure
I
whether
gave them that
trying to
gift.
keep him here
They
is the
must
right
keep it.
thing to
I
do.
gave them that gift.
But equally,
They must keep it.
it doesn't feel right to let him leave when he's in this state. He's a lost soul.
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here.
Ain't gonna lie. Very nice guy. Hey, Tejima. You gotta say.
You must be Tejima. So what's
He was literally in front of us the whole time. He was literally in front of us the whole time.
It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of
Well, it depends on you.
But that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding back?
Damn it, Paimon.
Oh, that reminds me.
Damn it, Paimon.
Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to remember.
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove very important at a later date.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary. It must be around here somewhere. Let's take a look.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
Okay. Let's try the house first. Let's try the house first.
This looks like Tejima's diary, all right. Let's see what we have here. Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dried braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black snakehead instead. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bambu was still in the water. I searched the water the whole afternoon before finding out that Bamboo was the name of his pet crab. I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit and watch as it flew away into the distance. Seems like your average diary of daily village life. Huh? Wait, there's more! I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession. Now that's the kind of info we're looking for. Time to pay a visit to the shrine. So this is the Omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child.
That's a Yaka
But
stuff.
anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that it might come in handy?
Damn it. Beat me to it. Damn it. Beat me to it.
Useless.
Very good. There we go.
Here we are! This seems to be somewhere that Tejima visited a lot. The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something precious here. Something that kept him in the village all these years? Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. Let's dig it up and take a look. It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Must have been written a really long time ago.
If we become separated during war, go away from me in Konda village. There'll be a safe home for us there.
So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone. But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end, huh? Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there.
Aw, so cute.
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And
Yep.
I guess the Omamorian letter belonged to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out. Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared.
That make you feel
No.
sad?
Not especially.
That make you feel sad?
After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. I barely recall any of it. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream.
Damn.
I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be upsetting for her? When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart. How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness, the feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, it makes
Losing a
Paimon really
reason
sad.
reason to feel sad is maybe the saddest thing of all. Yeah.
Seems it's just like Ayaka and Toma were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too.
Damn it, we're getting swayed into being a good guy.
Damn it,
Ah.
swayed into being
a good guy.
At least we were
Not
able to
again.
help him, weren't we?
Not again.
Well, let's go find the next person.
Damn it, Ayaka, you're...
According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the 10th one who lost their vision is a samurai from the
Oh, and I can pick up a couple of... Here. Okay, I'll pick you up. I'm just picking up stuff here. Ow! Ow! Oh. The fishing place here? You.
Boring.
That was funny. Here's the kid. Pretty true. Yeah, you're a kid in a wild danger. Okay. Let's collect this one.
I've been to the outside world before.
Okay, she already seems like a snob. Uncle Ramsey. It's a long invisible road. It takes some time to travel from one end of the village to the other. kind of grass in Semiru, which can be planted anywhere. On a boat, they can stay bottom of the sea for a long time. By riding in that boat, people can go to the deep sea to do all things. Oh. Can he tell you about Sheshnaya? Uh, hmm. Okay. One second, guys. Alright, let's continue.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma. The ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt Decree. But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
Oh.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Like emergency food?
Huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
Huh.
Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
Huh. Hey, look at him. Mary. Hey, look at him. Mary. Damn it.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provisions? Does it have to do with the missing
Like I
Why is it
said,
not working?
if I was taking
Oh, there
it
it
for
is.
myself, I wouldn't be going through such
is it not
hard
working?
times right now.
Oh, there it is.
To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Oh, let's
But
do
we
it.
better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Hi, Ariana. Hi, Ariana. Gonna watch me beat up some people. Gonna watch me beat up some people. Oh, I talk to these people. I don't kill them.
Really
Talk
outdid
to them.
ourselves
Damn it.
this time.
I talk to these people. I don't kill them. Talk to them. How you doing, Eddie?
All those samurai houses packed with goods.
How you doing, Eddie?
We really hit the jackpot.
I feel like you're enjoying the fact that you can see your hearts on
You
screen.
haven't seen
I
anything
feel like you're
yet.
enjoying the
There'll
fact
be a
that you
lot
can see your
more where
hearts
this
on
came
screen.
from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history.
Ariana.
You demand, boss.
Ariana.
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a lesson.
Oh, now I can kill people.
Access denied.
Now I can kill people. I'm stuck underneath. Fuck.
This is long overdue.
Stuck underneath. Fuck. I did it.
There goes
I love it too. Oh shit.
Worked hard to steal that, you know?
Oh my god. Okay, great.
Come on, boss. Think of something.
Oh my god. I love you too.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining
I love
the
you
treasure
too.
hoarders? We could use someone like you.
Not likely where has the eluded Kurosawa's house.
Kurosawa.
Not likely where
Oh, I remember.
Kurosawa's house.
So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you
Art
see
hand.
inside? Was it stuffed with food supplies?
Art hand.
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got back. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our freedom. What do you say?
You've got a deal. Now show us what's in the box.
God damn it.
Huh?
God damn it.
What the?
What is it?
There's nothing in here but IOUs.
What is it?
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking tons of Mora here. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again.
Or else we can kill you.
Yes, of course.
Or
So,
else we can
we
kill
redeemed
you.
ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
Alright, let's go.
Get out of here.
Diana, if you want to continue playing Overwatch after I'm done, we can do that. Diana, if you want to continue playing Overwatch after I'm done, we can do that.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about? Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Whoa, whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently,
Sure.
and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost.
Sure.
So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But
Ah.
why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning.
Okay.
So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions at his own expense. And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice.
Not wrong.
If you ask me, had
What, you don't wanna play
Kurosawa told
Overwatch?
everyone the truth about the supplies from the
What, you don't
start,
wanna play Overwatch?
then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed.
I still have to do my
Why
placement
he chose
matches.
to spend his own money on emergency
still have to do my
provisions
placement
and
matches.
never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself. If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself?
Unfortunately, he doesn't remember.
I see.
And I got hit by amnesia.
That reminds
Unfortunately,
me,
he doesn't remember.
it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
Oh.
But we didn't buy anything.
Information is also a kind of commodity, wouldn't you agree?
Ah,
Don't
you
worry.
bitch.
I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think. 2,000 mora should be a fair price.
Oh my god.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming from. Plus, we found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword in his possession. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again.
And just jump off and go get it. And just jump off and go get it. Yay! Yay! Hello. Let me go get a drink. Let me go get a drink. Let me go get a drink.
sums it up, it turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange.
What kind
Is
guy?
that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so.
Why don't we have a look?
This sword was once wielded by my father.
He remembers his dad, but he doesn't remember
once when I
his
was
good
young,
deeds.
I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever.
Did we just get guilt tripped
No
into
matter
helping
how
a
hard I
rebellion?
try to remember,
This is what I'm
all I
hearing
can
from this whole
remember now
story.
is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should."
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
Virtue and justice.
And justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use of virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Okay. Okay. Next one. Next one.
Useless.
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shizu.
I love how surprised people act when I have COVID.
Impressive.
I love how
This is his
surprised people
dojo.
act when I have
Luckily,
COVID.
there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though,
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here immediately! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No, you got it so wrong. We just came here to.
You're here to become disciples.
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way, to seek him out and ask him to train us. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed or something?
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here. Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid.
Sorry
Sensei
guys,
got
I'm
possessed
just dealing with
recently,
something real quick.
and he's still recovering.
Sorry guys, I'm just
He's
dealing
not
with something
able
real
to
quick.
take on any new disciples for the time being. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail. Then you can decide whether to stay or to leave. Sensei's name is Domo, a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so,
Also,
even
shout
while
outs to
training
Jared.
us,
I
he continued to hone
don't
his
know if
own
you're gonna
art.
stop by with the stream, but
His
shout
fervor
outs.
truly inspired us.
I don't know if you're gonna
And
stop
we
by with
trained
the stream,
hard,
but shout outs.
determined to keep up with them. But then,
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away.
Of course.
He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's been possessed by an evil spirit. So we've asked the shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an exorcism. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
you haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island.
God
The
damn.
head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty shogun herself. Not that we'd have any.
I think I've already been up
involving
there.
the head shrine maiden, of
I think it's the
course.
big, like, Sakura
But even one of
tree.
the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause possession? Guess we should come back this evening and see for ourselves.
Okay. Now to use the wonderful. I might use that sound for transitions. Ooh. I might use that sound for transitions. Oh.
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei in one of his fits of madness. Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the names of sword masters he had defeated in the past. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago. And he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him. So the exorcism can finally continue. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Here's hoping Sensei will be back to his normal self very soon. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
That's the sensei.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism? We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go after them. We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go
Let's go get him. How am I out of him?
Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up?
Giant sword in there? What the fuck?
Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up. Aha! Suspicious person sighted!
How?
And suspicious person talking to.
Catch up with me.
Suspicious person
so quickly.
talking to. They have a stamina bar.
Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does. Unless... I guess it's been a few years. Maybe his skills have improved again.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem like bad news, mister.
We're getting Paimon angry.
I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day. Long before you ever showed up. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's senior.
His senior? Wait, that means you must be...
Anzai? Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again.
Damn.
When we were young, we trained under the same sword master.
Damn.
Studying Make Yoshi Sui art together. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Make Yoshi Sui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are indifferent to rank and reward. I was no exception. But Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how to become the best in the world. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best sword master, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind, and that this would impede him from ever mastering the blade. I thought so too at the time, but Domon began making swift progress in his training, and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world.
Zoro!
He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal, no matter what stood in his way.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Make Yoshi Sui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high expectations for me. Domon's arrival changed everything.
Seems like someone didn't get freed from all agitation.
My status too. I fled the dojo that day and never looked back. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately, that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his mastery of the blade and his commitment to the art of the sword. So,
When I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? His mind was the sharpest of them all. He had practiced Make-Yoshisui art to perfection. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. I thought mine was a name he had long since forgotten. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself. Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now. The exorcism is probably finishing.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He wasn't here to mess up the exorcism at all. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Something's clearly wrong.
Nanako, please. Try not to get agitated.
I'm sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having possessed Domon. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. Thus, I dare not rule out possession with complete certainty. And all is certainly not lost, for I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken an interest in your sensei's case.
Okay.
Lady Yai? Is that the same Lady Yai that I think you mean?
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news! Then Sensei will be sure to recover.
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion of great calamities. I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei, but Lady Yai can give a conclusive verdict.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we prepare a greeting gift for Lady Yai?
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. Lady Yai does not like to be kept waiting.
Fair enough.
I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and speedy recovery.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yai's attention?
No, that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstand me. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the almighty Shogun herself. Anyway, you should join us too, tomorrow. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei.
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Yai. We're curious to meet her too. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the Raiden children from her.
Okay, now we just help her up here. Yay. I like exploring before anything. Just makes these types of quests a lot quicker to complete. Now, we watched The Exorcism. And yes, we're doing it with The Exorcist.
Do you think that's Lady Yai?
With The Exorcist.
Oh, no wonder Junya is so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now?
You have a Electro?
Nothing. It's not like she's ever seen us before.
Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Ai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But
Oh.
then does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Damn. So once it gets to a point where it's like you're strong enough to get a vision, your ambition and your vision are now literally one.
Your school practices make shisui art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Lady Ai, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the Swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest Swordmaster in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor Sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't Daemon had a fire vision?
Sensei. I'm sorry.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Onsai? Where did he come from? Did he follow us the whole way here?
It's gonna sound corny, but I think he had a fire one just because if you look at Diluc's story and you look at Jingli's story, Jingli never stopped being a cook, even though she had many occasions where she showed that she was failing and stuff like that. And Diluc, he had a lot going on in his story, but he still went through with it.
It's been so long now
So
that I made peace with it years ago.
pretty
I
good.
did nothing wrong that day.
So I believe him being able to continue on and trying to be that stronger swordsman
The humiliation.
made him a fire
That's why I raised
user.
I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you in the hopes that they might carry you further. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that, didn't you?
But what if one day the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of my days. I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, in the present, I wish to continue. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my sensei Domon before me, am a master of Meikyo Shisui art.
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually, all of us think that way.
Goodness. Well,
You fix this madness?
See? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you so effortlessly defeated me. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name. But you have a great number of worthy disciples.
I understand.
Sure.
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Meikyo Shisui art. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still my mind and be free of agitation. But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while to make sure you aren't cutting any corners with them. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home.
That was thank you.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf.
Resolution as we can hope for.
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
So, my intuition was correct.
Ah.
The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment.
What do you mean by that?
I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Is she a harbinger?
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you.
She feels like a harbinger.
She seems super mysterious.
She feels like a
Paimon's so curious what she really meant by all that. We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
Let's go see Ayaka. Let's go see Ayaka.
Useless.
Just collect a couple of things. Didn't do much today, so. Go in.
Oh, Ayaka! Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Ayaka!
Huh?
What's going on? Mama?
Traveler, Paimon, it is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. It is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face.
She did the
I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
The damage done by losing a vision can't be completely undone.
Yeah. Short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help them. Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because now that you have done the 3 things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are behind the screen. Alright, we can be friends.
Alright, friend request accepted.
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen?
I hope there can be one. Be a fate worse than death.
Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential.
We're being guilt-tripped into helping them!
Roar, lightning's flash, the wind's assault, and the rain's descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance?
We got guilt-tripped into helping! Yeah, I'll help you fight division. Hunt decree.
You will?
Let's do it.
Really?
I'll help you fight division. Hunt decree. Well, but you must keep the promise you made to me.
Naturally.
Well, you must keep the promise you made to me.
Alright, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori Tea House? We ought not to involve other members of the Yashiro Commission.
Okay. Okay. It took me there?
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch. Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is a land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the
Oh my god,
Shogun.
the doggo! The dog's back!
The Sato clan has the exclusive
Oh my
right
God,
to
the doggo.
plan, build, and repair any
I love that
property
dog.
on this land.
I can get a plushie of that dog. I'll take it.
My access. Such
I can get a
privileges
plushie of that
exist
dog.
due to
I'll
the
take it.
Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details in front of bystanders.
Fair enough.
Oh, Paimon gets it. Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have a few questions that you wish to ask me?
Sure. What kind of god is Raiden Shogun? Is no one else fighting the vision decree? Have you raised a formal objection to? Oh, that's a yes.
The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions.
Fair enough.
Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is one of indifference.
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting mad.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt Decree. The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. But as I recall, there was something else about her that struck me even more deeply. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly without feeling. Of
And
course.
the last one.
We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and the Kanjo Commission, and subsequently scrapped. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing anything. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt Decree.
I have no further questions.
Paimon has a question, though.
God damn it, Paimon. Raise your hand.
What would you like to know, Paimon?
God
Have
damn
you
it,
got a
Paimon.
plan
Raise
yet
your hand.
to fight the Vision Hunt Decree?
Nope.
To be honest, we do not.
Damn it.
What?
Get us. Damn it.
Do not
Get us thing
forget
into a
that
rebellion they don't even have
Vision Hunt
a
Decree
plan
is
for.
tantamount to
Damn it.
challenging
Get
the
us thing into a
deity.
rebellion they don't even have
Coming to terms
plan
with that
for.
is already
Damn
a
it.
difficult step to take.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, for the
Don't
moment,
worry about that.
all we can do is try and reduce the harm that is being
worry
caused
about
by
that.
this decree. For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a contingency measure.
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there who can make fake visions?
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article.
Must have been where Venti went.
The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been arrested by the Tenryou Commission.
Why?
Darn! So they found out about it?
Why?
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu.
I saved many others. Yep.
I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we be caught. That would only serve to cast suspicion on any future activity we might seek to attempt.
So you're offloading that job to me.
By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders alone.
No, you're absolutely
When you are
doing
ready,
that.
Go to Hanamizaka
No, you're
and look for a
absolutely doing
fireworks shop run by the Nagonohara family. There, you will find someone who can help you.
They're definitely just throwing us in there. They're definitely just throwing us in there. Yep. So that completes the three wishes. Yep. So that completes three wishes. Okay. So I don't want to start a new part of this, but yeah, that was pretty good. 3 wishes. That was done. Yeah, that was pretty good. 3 wishes. Let me go do some of the normal commission. We'll continue that one for the next stream. I'm just gonna continue doing this. We'll continue that one for the next stream. I'm just gonna continue doing this. So there should be some supplies. Where is this thing? It's above. Where is this thing? It's above. Hey, get over here.
Useless.
A lot of crystal flags here. We need those crystal cores, so works out for me. I'll do that later. Oh! Oh!
Useless. Boring.
Can I actually make it? Wait, no! I'm gonna restart that. Wait, no! Gotta kill them with Gandhi and call it a day.
Behind schedule.
Gotta kill them with Gandhi and call it a day. Boop. I think that should be a knife. How do we do this? There we go. Ow.
Rise.
You know what?
Opening box of the dead by trick.
Let's just kill him.
Useless.
That worked. Happens when when you're too annoying. Happens when you're too annoying. Do you have to go for this? Right. Do you have to go for this? How far was this fucking commission? How far was this fucking commission? Ah, damn it. Could have zoomed in. Ah, damn it. I was gonna say, they usually leave the commissions close to the report point so people can just do it, like, quickly. The report point so people can just do it, like, quickly. You guys are gonna die. Oh my god. You guys are gonna die. Oh my god. You guys are gonna die. Oh my god. All hail. All hail. All hail. Last one. Last one. Okay. Okay. Oh, time to start climbing. Oh, time to start climbing. Oh, time to start climbing. Okay. 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 Ah, damn, how far is it? Ah, damn, how far is it? Ah, damn, how far is it? That looks like the Fleeing Commerce Guild. That looks like the Fleeing Commerce Guild. The beating. The beating. Mission complete. Now let's go to Onstead, because that's where I like doing all my stuff. I don't know, Mossad would be forever my favorite nation in this place. Mostly just because it's the fucking knights. I like knights. And with everything, you know, it literally is everything all clumped up together. So easy to complete stuff when you're crafting and stuff like that. Like, hey, I need a quick souvenir shop right here. Hey, I need to make some food or buy food right here. And then crafting and buying stuff. Like, it's all close together. And even the blacksmith is down the street. Now, I collect my key, right? My key. I can always, like, request. I need to complete these a little bit first, but let's have them. Let's have them. See if I can just hockey with this. Yeah. See if I can just hockey with this. Yeah. Oh, so they just changed the keys to be useful for these? Oh god, completing all these are gonna be part of my... These are all the 4 stars, right? Yep. These are all the 4 stars, right? Yep.
The damned will sooner die again than lay a hand on me.
So, we have all these things. Whew, we have a lot. 4 commissions. And... oh, I have rewards. More stuff in here or what? Got a game for these? Oh, we got mail. Oh, we got mail. And let's get our achievements for the world. Three small wishes. Okay, now I guess complete my stream for tonight. We completed a little bit into the story. I'm probably going to stream tomorrow early in the morning. Try to get this again as well. Try to get through this story a little bit quicker. Like that, I can unlock new dungeons, do more stuff with my friends. Like, it'll be great. Also, if you guys ever want to join into any of these streams, you are glad to join in. Like, if we already, once in the future, I'm going to be doing dungeon runs trying to get like stuff that I need. So you guys are always welcome to join into those streams. But for now, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for stopping by. We'll be seeing you guys another time. I stream every Wednesday and Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you guys are interested in watching. Anyways, thank you everyone. See you guys at another time.